My hand pauses over the polished brass doorknob of the family estate, the kind that gleams under the porch light like a false promise. It's late, 10:12 p.m. on a crisp autumn Wednesday in suburban Connecticut, and I should knock. Should announce myself like the dutiful daughter they pretend I am. But voices filter through the heavy oak door, laced with that polished laughter reserved for after the second round of single malt whiskey. The bottle alone worth more than a month's rent in my modest apartment. My father's baritone leads the charge, smooth and commanding. The tone he deploys in courtrooms to dismantle witnesses or seal multi-million-dollar settlements. Another pour. Gentlemen. Glasses clink. Ice shifts like secrets being buried. Then comes my sister's laugh, sharp, crystalline. The one she unleashes when she's about to carve someone open without a scalpel. As a top cardiologist at Yale New Haven, she saves that for board meetings or family dinners where I'm the invisible guest. I know it well. It sliced through me at 20 when I dared mention my software engineering passion, only to be dismissed as playing with gadgets. I could turn away now. Drive back to my quiet condo with its sturdy deadbolts that lock out the world, including the blood ties that bind too tightly. But then those words snag me, rooting my feet to the welcome mat woven with our family crust. Oakwood Cottage closing. My grandmother's sanctuary. The only haven in my fractured childhood where someone saw me as more than a quiet disappointment in sensible shoes. I press closer, ear to the door's imperfect seal. Sound leaks like truth. 15 million down the drain, my father confesses, his voice heavy with the arrogance of a man who's gambled and lost, but never admits defeat. Ethan, my ex-fiancé, chimes in next, his investment banker drawl slick as oil on water. The one who whispered I was brilliant before declaring me not executive wife material. The cottage is valued at $750,000. Quick flip. My cut's 7%, $105,000 straight to my pocket. Covers your short-term mess. And Elena won't suspect a thing. My sister, Victoria, chuckles again. She won't pry. Never does. Just nods and signs like an obedient child. My breath catches. Not in shock, but in weary familiarity. I could burst in, offer to bail them out. 15 million is pocket change, my company, Nexus Tech, pulled in $35 million last quarter, with the IPO launching at dawn, projected at $72 a share. But I freeze as my father presses on. Don't fret about her. She's too naive to spot the clauses. Signs anything for a scrap of approval. The words hit like a gut punch. Stealing my air. Naive. She's been fiddling with code for ages, Victoria sneers. Still no real career. That dingy apartment? I shared an old pic of her at 20, comments tore her apart. Everyone wondering when she'll act her age. Ethan again. Always angling. She won't grasp it. Frame it as estate paperwork. She'll buy it hook, line, and sinker. My hand falls away. 2 years back, I cleared Victoria's $45,000 Amex debt anonymously via a dummy corp, fearing her endless demands if she knew my worth. I thought it was protection, silent guardianship, as my therapist labeled it before I quit. Tired of voicing wounds that never healed. I shield those who wound me. Sacrifice for those who view vulnerability as frailty. My grandmother warned me, perched in Oakwood's cozy kitchen at 17, guiding my first lines of code on her clunky old PC. You're more than their nods, Elena. Don't chase shadows. I wanted to believe her, but craving family warmth blinded me. Now, in this dim hallway with their mockery echoing, something crystallizes cold, precise, unyielding. They don't overlook me. They resent my quiet strength because it slips their grasp. I pivot. Footsteps silent on the marble floor. Out the front door. Marcus waits by my SUV, Posture ramrod straight despite the hour. My security chief for 4 years. He knows my empire. Guards my secrets without a whisper. He opens the door wordlessly. I sink into the cool leather. Pull the audit trails for Pierce Law Group, I murmur. Voice steadier. Edged. For years. I've been the gracious boss with pleases and thanks yous. Tonight, his mirror glance sees the shift. Right away. Ma'am. The engine purrs, pulling us from the sprawling lawn. From those who deem me naive. Too soft to fight. In hours, they'll learn their errors cost. The presidential suite at the Ritz-Carlton runs $7,500 nightly. I'm not here for the Egyptian cotton. It's the triple-pane windows muffling the city hum, the encrypted Wi-Fi on private lines, and the discretion that keeps ghosts at bay, especially family ones who wouldn't dream I'd splurge on luxury they flaunt. 3:18 a.m. For screens illuminate the suite's oak desk, each dissecting layers of Pierce Law Group's digital underbelly. Fingers dance across keys from rote memory, 8,000 hours of coding translating to commands that strip bare every ledger. Transfer. Frantic email masking desperation. Nexus Tech has secured their firm for 3 years. They don't know it. Every memo, every hidden loss flows through my servers. He called me naive. First file, a malpractice suit 16 months ago. Jonathan Pierce betting big on a hospital client against whistleblowers. He wagered $5 million on a win. Jury sided with facts. Loss after loss unravels like a frayed suit. $15 million evaporated not through theft, but hubris. Believing charisma trumped evidence. Victoria's records next. Her $320,000 surgeon pay should suffice. Yet she burns $620,000 yearly on couture. Hampton's getaways. Vintages pricier than starter homes. Credit lines stretched thin. Reality ignored. Buried email chain. Subject, Elena issue. Stomach knots. But I click. Victoria to Jonathan. 4 months prior. Time to tap the family reserve before she wises up. His reply, she won't. Too absorbed in her screens. Victoria, cottages the hook. Emotional bait. Sell it as aid, take our cut, vanish. For months plotting. I captured all screenshots of deceit. Transactions. Self-delusions about my value. Phone vibrates at 4:02. Harrison Cole. My CFO. The sole outsider privy to my veil. You need rest, I answer. Ditto. His tone strains from 72 hours prepping our market debut. Nexus IPOs set to shatter benchmarks. Bell in under 24. Aware. He paces, I hear the footfalls. Sever finances pre-open. Or their debts chain you. Connecticut statutes favor family ties. Words chill like ice water. Intellectually known. But verbalized. It's visceral, ours. Not hypotheticals. Severity. $15 million liability versus $2.4 billion assets. Creditors swarm post-IPO. Claiming shared legacy. Litigation hell. Win or lose. Eyes shut. Screens cast azure ghosts. Save kin or kingdom, he intones. No overlap. Lifelong rescues, anonymous fixes. Vanished crises. Yet I'm the naive one. Draft a quitclaim for Oakwood. Insufficient. Full waiver every claim. Liability. Embed it? Page 6. Clause 4. Mask as donation forms. Silence stretches. His voice returns. Weighted. That's nuclear. Essential. They'll skim. Banking on it. Ethical calculus hums, duty versus math. Friends and family shares, he pivots. Waiver voids them. Value? $1.2 million at $72 open. $86.4 million. Quadruple post-launch. $345 million. They eyed my grandmother's home for $750,000. I'm engineering a $345 million forfeit. Prepare by 11 a.m. Elena, softer now. Rare full name. Certain. Screens display their scorn in data and disdain. Victoria's email branding me a dormant asset. Absolutely. Call ends. Sweet quiets to tech hum and my pulse. Marcus knocks. Enters unbidden. Black dossier in hand. Deed prepped. Vetted. Notarized. Places it down. They don't merit you. Ma'am. Uncharacteristic candor from my stoic shield. No, I agree. He nods. Exits. Alone. I flip open, quitclaim atop. Waiver lurking in legalese like a coiled spring. They assume my blindness to details. Dawn will illuminate their folly. The Instagram ping hits at 9:17 a.m. Parked outside a corner diner in Hartford. Engine idling. Untouched latte cooling in the cup holder. Victoria's post, me at 20. Disheveled bun. Baggy sweatshirt. Laptop lit face in a dim library nook, 3 days deep in a hackathon. Fueled by black coffee and unyielding drive. Caption: throwback to Sis's wandering phase. Geeking out. Some evolve. Family first. 2 hearts, 712 likes. Comments sting like barbs. When she landing a proper gig? Family let down. John and Vic aced it. Aunt Lydia, praying she finds direction. Cousin Mark, who borrowed for $1,000 last year unpaid. Intervention time. 150 barbs. All echoing Victoria's narrative. The flop. The shame. The load. I flip the phone down. They're priming me, bruising ego for the 2 p.m. Library summit. Ensuring gratitude blinds me to their sleight of hand, even if it strips my soul refuge. Cruelty honed like her surgical precision, deep cuts. Maximal agony. Patient lingers. I drive to Oakwood Cottage solo. Gate unlatched. As always, Grandma shunned barriers. Why she willed it to me. Not Jonathan. Who'd fortify it like a bunker. Gravel protests under tires. I park under the maple she planted at 25. Post-wedding. When vows held weight. House weathers gracefully, faded siding. Creaky porch. But foundations firm. Built for endurance in an era of disposables. Key from 9 years ago, Grandma's final gift. Clutched in her frail hand. Yours. Elena. Not theirs. Yours. Then. I thought hardware, now. Heritage. Inside. Air whispers dust. Aged pine. Faint rose from her sachets. Banister worn smooth by generations. Hallway sampler, Emerson quote. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. She cross-stitched it at 65. Widowed. Free at last. Defiance against expectations of silent gratitude. Rooms unfold memories, kitchens blue formica. Dent from my 13-year-old fumble with a Dutch oven. Den's real wood-burning hearth. Unlike the estate's faux flames. Armchair by bay window. Leather cracked from decades of her novels and sunsets. I sink in now. Albums untouched, I know, us gardening. Baking. Coating on her salvaged rig. Her mantra, knowledge empowers. Girl. No Jonathan or Victoria save stiff portraits. She saw my giver's heart. Groceries during her pneumonia. Tech fixes. Bedside vigils in her final weeks when hospice whispered, hours. Victoria visited once, Jonathan zero. Funeral crocodile tears. Black veils. Harvested sympathy. 3 months later. Sale attempt. Victoria's post tops 900 likes. Text flood from kin silent for years. All concerned, looping Jonathan like I'm a glitch to patch. Engineered malice. Desperation for their generosity. Grandma's echo. Cottages, bricks and mortar. Elena. Your worth's eternal. Gravel announces Marcus. Door swings, dossier proffered. Finals. Ma'am. I nod. He lingers. Eyes on sampler. They underrate you. She'd beam at your empire. Chest eases fractionally. Thanks. He departs. Phone, Harrison. IPO at $72. Billionaire inbound. Set. Fingers steady, beyond. 1:30 p.m. Arrive swift. Bathroom mirror reflects the Navy Armani suit. Cut like shield, purchased for venture pitches proving a 27-year-old commands billions. Today. Family fray. Dress deliberate, suit. Crisp blouse. Rolex worth his Mercedes. Reflection. Grandma's foreseen self. 1:52. 1 hour pre-close. Marcus drives unprompted. Text Harrison, lure set. Let them bite. Instant, they'll reel. No backward glance. Old Elena fades. The library reeks of aged leather and buried deceptions. Child me adored it, towering shelves signaling intellect. Now. Props for pretense, most spines pristine. Jonathan thrones behind walnut desk. His counsel flanking, a bland suit billing $900 hourly. Ethan lounges against shelves. Smirk hinting counted spoils. 2 o'clock sharp. Door parts. Victoria's citrus scent precedes her whirlwind entry. Brushing past Sand's glance. Claiming right flank like lifelong heir. Thanks for making time. Elena. Jonathan's warmth feigned. Pre-verdict charm. Said urgent. Voice small. Hesitant. Echo of 20-year-old craving visibility. Vital. Gesture seat. I comply. Shoulders slumped. Space minimized. Counsel slides packet. Thick vellum. 18 pages. Bold. Trust disbursement and asset reassignment. Pulse steady. But feign nerves. We've pondered your trajectory, Jonathan paternalizes. As if benevolence. Not plunder. 27. Still searching. Commendable. Dear. Time we launch you. Launch. Voice quavers artfully. Your path. Victoria's edge sharpens. Unlocking $40,000 trust seed for your tech tinkering. Tinkering. Nexus staffs 192. Secures 65% Fortune 500. Revenue dwarfs his firm yearly. But silence. Fingers shake, genuine now. From suppressed fury, skimming pages. Trust boilerplate. $40,000 gift. By 4. Assets shift. Oakwood to offset familial burdens $15 million squandered on ego bets. Cottage $750,000, pennies on their debt. Betting my blindness. Generous indeed, counsel intones. Neutral as paid sin. Given circumstances. Miss Pierce. Circumstances like I'm the sinkhole. Don't get it. Eyes missed. Meet Jonathan's. Why Oakwood? Grandma's legacy. Was Victoria snaps. Phone scrolling. Ready for viral misery. 3 years gone. Taxes crush you. Could manage. Pitch rises. Pleading. Please. Dad. It's my anchor. $40. 000's plenty. Jonathan eyes Patek. 219. Irked. More than peers scrape. Grateful? File rises. Alternatives? Full act. Real job? Contribute. Ethan snorts. Doing what? Basement coding 6 years. No creds. No net. Market savage. Entry level if lucky. Better thus. Victoria, can't maintain anyway. No earnings. Clinging unhealthy. Ethan, buyers preserving. Thankful in this economy. Counsel taps line, another at 3. Finalize. Jonathan Coldens. Sign or 0. No more indulgence. Real world's harsh. Wall clock, 2:38. 22 minutes close. Pen grasped. Hand quakes visibly. Pause. Copy please. Whisper. Records. Grandma insisted. Jonathan scoffs. Protocol, counsel murmurs. Duplicating. Both signed, mine wobbly. Jonathan's bold. Notary thuds. Satisfied. Snatches his. Schemes nil. I clutch mine like talisman. Thanks. Dad. They exit. Victoria typing triumph. Ethan pitying. Counsel brisk. Door shuts. Count 30. Tears evaporate. Check Patek, 2:43. 17 minutes. Endgame to void. Champagne fizzes like triumph in Jonathan's flute as he podiums, overlooking 180 guests on the estate's emerald expanse. Quartet bows. Servers glide. Blooms rivaling bridal budgets. I hover rear. Suit blade sharp. Observing his theater. To legacy booms. Authoritative. To enterprises embodying excellence. Nexus Tech. Stellar cybersecurity. IPO today epitomizes innovation. Grit. Foresight. Victoria beside. Phone aloft. Live, 12,000 eyes. Smile radiant. Deeming herself kin. Unlike pastimes, he veers, I sense pivot. Not all grasp business versus garage hobbies. But variety spices life. Chuckles polite. Glances my way. I hold. 3 o'clock. Bell tolls distant. Terminals chime. Phones erupt. Quartet stutters. What? Bar mutter. Whispers swell. Nexus up 350%. Close $252 per share. Insane opens $72. Jonathan prattles legacy. Audience drifts. Harrison emerges. One bound like gospel. Pardon, slices calm. Clarification due. Jonathan irks, Harrison. Untimely. Introducing Nexus Tech's founder CEO, gestures me. EJ. Pierce. Initials for discretion. Silence slams. 180 jaws drop. Recalibrating reality. Jonathan pales. Poise vaporizing. EJ. Whisper. Elena Jane. I stand mute. Letting dawn break. Victoria's phone dips. Recovers live waivers. Framing her dawning dread. Jonathan rebounds, courtroom reflex. My girl. Arms wide. Always backed her. I sidestep. Embrace voids. Recalculates. To Harrison, friends family shares. Discuss. Elena reserved. Right? Victoria taps calculator. $252 X allocation. Greed glazing. Ethan by gazebo. Rigid commission dust versus lost windfall. Jacket yields document. Those shares. Father. Voice boardroom firm. Garden hushes. Quartet quits. Clause in your 243 signing. Page 6. Clause 4. Read or I shall. Jonathan morphs. Puzzle to panic to epiphany. Which? Trust an asset. Eager. Unread beyond 2. Unfold. Display seals. Stamps. Full relinquishment of familial fiscal entitlements, recite. Blows landing. Encompassing friends' family equities. Bequests. Perks. Victoria's phone thump stone. Not breaks lies. Streaming her unraveling. Harrison, 1.2 million shares at $252. $302.4 million. Gasps multiply. Math savage. Silent. Exchanged for $40,000 and $750,000 cottage. Jonathan gapes. Seeking escape. None his witness. Their avarice soft. Audible. Forfeited $345 million. Victoria Keene's half-wail. Half-shatter of futures crumbling. To Jonathan, Nexus hikes Pierce Group's premiums 25%. Risk profile demands 130 eyes, partners, judges, network. Victoria's stream, 12,000 saw credit claim flop. $345 million vanish for skimmed print. Ethan's cred creators, blind to traps tanks bankers. I refold. Pocket. Exit bound. Enjoy festivities, shoulder glance. My final tab. Marcus Doors SUV. Leather envelopes. Thunk seals. Behind. Chaos whispers, text splays. Tail scorches circuits. Away from estate. From the naive labelers. Wrong. World witnesses. For day's post. Forbes on seat beside, enigmatic CEO EJ. Pierce unveiled as 27-year-old tech titan. Worth, $2.4 billion, understated. Phone incessant, MSNBC slots. VC bids starting 8 figures. Expansion calls my fathered envy. Uncomprehending. He won't. SUV weaves rush hour at 7:45 a.m. Marcus mute at wheel. Board in 75, 2 mergers. Growth doubling finance SEC foothold in 15 months. But priorities. Email, Cedar Investments LLC. My 6-month shell for suspicions. Transfer done. Oakwood Mine, bank sold note for cash. Jonathan's hold voided by breach. Inspection attached, storage ruse fakes. Knockoffs. Fraud bait. Eviction PDF, 30 days out. Polite. Ironclad. Send. Counsel calls 5 minutes, voicemail threats coercion. Theft. Elder ploy. Save, proof. Text, review deed. You stamped. Legal. Done. Block. Victoria's voice next, rage tears. Betrayal rants. After our sacrifices? 3 seconds, delete. Ethan, meet. Block. Family chat, 22 unread excuses. Demands. Kin guilts. Erase thread. Number swap, 3 minutes. Harrison. Marcus updated. Team briefed on NDAs. Rest? Channels. Tablet agenda, markets. Buys. Projections CFO triple verified. Primed. Nexus HQ looms, sleek chrome. 6 floors. Name etched sun-kissed. Lobby, 180 staff assembled, word spread. Marcus Stores. Air, ambition. Espresso. Autonomy. Ovation erupts pre-threshold, echoes marble. Vaults. My chosen kin, coders wagering on me. Exec stitching safe for substance. Guardians knowing securities soul deep. Harrison flanks, set. EJ. Faces beam. Lifelong to him. They blinded. Through cheers. To lifts. Boardroom throne. Past discarded. Future claimed.